day. Just leaving IKEA, I'm actually kind of quarterbacking the design aspect of the ribbon, you know, from the color of the walls to the carpet selection to the hallway decor. And the design budget kind of had to take a back seat when we were value engineering the project before we closed, ultimately forcing me to kind of take lead of things of this nature. But leaving IKEA, picked up some furniture for the hallways, and funny story, I locked my keys in my truck again, and so I'm in the IKEA parking lot looking like I'm breaking into my own car, trying to figure out a way to get the door open. And after about 15 minutes, I figured it out. I won't let you criminals know, ones that are criminals that are watching, how to get into my prized possession. But it was a bit of work. And so I'm just glad that I was able to get the keys out and once again head over to the east side. I have an opportunity to catch up with Alan Penniman, and he has me meeting with a few students to talk through community development. They're going to be touring the East Warren Commercial Corridor, and I also got to put some furniture together a little bit later. On top of that, I'll be meeting with a possible food service tenant for the ground level. But tomorrow is, in a way, a big day. Tomorrow is the official ribbon cutting of the ribbon. And this is really, I don't really have any words, honestly. I really don't have any words. Not yet, at least. Maybe I'll come back and give you my thoughts on that. But just another day. So we got the ground level pretty much cleaned out. We have a stack of attic stuff here that we'll be putting away soon. But this area here is pretty much clean. And the reason why we have it cleaned out is there is a ribbon cutting here tomorrow at 1 p.m. And if you're familiar with the groundbreaking, which is celebrating the beginning of this project, well, the ribbon cutting is basically the finale of it all. This is where we celebrate the completion of the project. One thing about celebrating the completion is usually there's still stuff to complete when you call it complete. And what I mean by that is there will be a punch list of sorts that allows for me to point out certain things that the GC may feel is adequate, but from my vantage point, I may not be happy with, certain things like chips in the paint, certain spots that aren't caulked properly, things of that nature. But overall, we're getting close to the end with this project, and I couldn't be happier to have you come along with me on this journey. I've been sharing these weekly videos for over a year, and I am really hopeful that you're learning certain things about development and construction, and I sure am. I still am learning and continuing to evolve in this overall process of becoming a developer. And this has been a really, really rewarding journey for me to get to this point. And obviously we still have work to do. We need to build out the Movement Studios space, and we still need to find a tenant for the food service space over here that we have allocated. We have somebody coming by today to check the site out. I have some responses to provide another potential tenant and their lawyer based off of the lease agreement and the letter of intent that I shared with them a few days ago. They reviewed it and they have some feedback. But yeah, I mean, we're going to continue to grind and continue to work on filling this site, getting it to a point where it is cash flowing and being able to cover the debt service. And hopefully I have another one to work on that I can bring you along with me on as well. But we're just really happy to be at this place because, 4+ years ago, this was really just a dream, a vision. And I didn't necessarily know what to expect, but I knew what the end goal was, and I just kept pushing. Just kept grinding and kept believing in myself, kept leaning on the community and the neighborhood that I'm developing within, trusting my funding partners, giving myself grace, and making sure that I'm as aware as I can be as to what I don't know, and reaching out to individuals who do know certain things that I don't know in order to help me get over certain hurdles that you go through as you go through a process of building out a facility such as this. So this is the end result of my IKEA run. Remember I told you I went to IKEA and picked up some furniture for the hallways, locked my keys in my truck, spent about a good 20 or so minutes breaking into my own car. Then I spent a good hour, not necessarily an hour, putting together these chairs for both the second and the third level of this facility. And this is it. What do you think? Now my goal is to really flesh out these different spaces a little bit more over time, but with the ribbon cutting tomorrow, I wanted to make sure I had something here in order to just fill this space and give me a starting point. But I'm assuming not too many people want to sit in the hallway for long periods of time. This is really just for decorative purposes, but maybe add a little bit of color to the overall space. Eventually I want to put some art here, maybe a mirror, maybe a rug here. But at the end of the day, this is just really filling up some space as best as I can. And this is potentially not the best choice of accent furniture for a hallway, but it's a start. And one of the first things that had to go was the design budget when we were closing the construction loan. And here we are. I'm the one making those selections, and this is the result of that. But at the very least, we got a nice colorful pillow. Now I want to show you a unit that we had staged, and I want to get your input on what do you think? Got a nice laundry room here. This is a 2-bedroom unit, and this is the only unit that does not have an actual balcony. It has a Juliet balcony, but at the same time, we feel that with this being the most expensive unit with no balcony, we think that this may end up being one of the last to end up getting leased. And so we decided to stage this unit with an expectation or an assumption that this is one of the last to get leased up. But overall, hallway looks great. And Lisa did an excellent job staging this place. She did an excellent job. So Lisa is with Redesign and Restoration. That's her information there. Hopefully I have an opportunity to talk with her and get her feedback on the process of bringing a space like this to life. But as you can see, this looks like home. This looks like home. Oh, what a feeling it is to be in this position where 4+ years ago you were just dreaming these different concepts and these room layouts. You were dreaming these up. You were talking them through. You didn't necessarily know what the end result may look like, but you had a concept, or a concept of an idea, or a concept of a plan. Being at this point and having a space that I'm walking through that was once just a dream feels surreal, honestly. And it is something that I'm really, really thankful to be in a position to be able to do. And all due to the fact that I believed in myself and I kept pushing and I never gave up. And I knew that I could do something greater based off of my current scenario at the time of me wanting to get into larger development projects such as the one I'm walking through now. But this is a testament, and this is your message that I'm providing you to remind you that, look, you can do anything you put your mind to. You just have to grind it out. You just have to believe in yourself, and you have to put the time, energy, effort into it. And you have to put your focus into it as well, right? Boil down your hustles to a select few and put your energy, throw everything you have at it, and I guarantee you will get an outcome that you were proud of. But you have to grind it out, and you have to put your mind to what you want to accomplish. Otherwise, if you have multiple projects, if you have multiple business concepts, you may find yourself not realizing these dreams and aspirations that you may have because you're so spread out that you're jack of all trades, master of none. So boil down your focus, grind it out, never give up, always believe in yourself. And once again, you'll find yourself in this type of predicament where you're able to have this feeling of accomplishment that is really, really hard to explain. But once you get to this point, you're going to understand what I'm talking about. With that said, I appreciate you chiming in and listening to me ramble. Talk to you later.